Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought we could hang out this afternoon together, do a little meal prepping and planning. I'm filming this on Sunday, but I know you're watching it on Monday, but Sunday afternoon feels like a good time to kind of get the house and the kitchen prepped for the week. We had a great morning, went to church, got a Starbucks, swam all day with the kids. I literally still have wet hair and I'm in my sweats, but it just kind of feels like a cozy, let's hang out, let's meal prep. I'll show you what I just picked up from Publix, and then we'll make some stuff together. By the way, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I make new videos every week on healthy recipes, meal prep, planning, just kind of how to live like a balanced, healthy lifestyle. And I make new videos every single Monday. I'd love to have you subscribe. I absolutely love sharing this type of content with you, and I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying it. So let's first start off with kind of my plan and like what I got. So for breakfast this week, I have two ideas that I want to recreate that I've made before. One is the McGriddle Muffins. I believe I made them as one of my like first or second videos on this channel. They're like a little protein pancake. You use like the Kodiak cake mix, which was buy one, get one free. So I grabbed two. Use the Kodiak cake mix. You use some turkey sausage, protein powder, and cheddar cheese. So that's gonna be, it's so good. It's like savory and sweet. You do a little maple syrup in it. I'll show you how to make them. And then I'm also gonna do some protein pancakes. I made these a couple months ago and they were really great, like reheated. So they last great for the week. I want to just prep some stuff to make it super easy on us. They were like Greek yogurt, banana, protein powder, a little bit of pancake mix, I believe. So we'll do that too. And then the other thing that I want to make tonight is I do want to prep some chicken, just like simple grilled chicken. I know this is random, but I get so many messages every time I show my chicken and people are like, how do you get it to be like juicy and flavorful, but it's just like plain grilled chicken. I'm gonna show you how I do it because I actually like do it on the stovetop in the oven. Like I just do it in a way that's so simple and easy, but it's really good and it's really good reheated. For some reason, like I love the idea of like having Michael grill me chicken outside, but it's always like dry and it doesn't reheat well. So the way I make it reheats really well, because what I want to do for lunch this week is like buffalo chicken wraps. So I'm gonna do, I just have some chicken breast. I have my favorite tortillas. I usually get the bigger ones, but they gave me the small ones today because I did Instacart. These don't have 11 grams of fiber still, so that's great. I'll do these, I'll do this, I'll do a little Mexican cheese probably. I was even gonna do this like salad bag in there. Like these are like super easy meals when I'm not in the mood to cook lately, so that's kind of what I wanted to do. I'll throw some pico and some guac on top and I'll show you. I basically keep a bunch of buffalo sauce. This one's one of my favorites, the Noble Made, or I'll do the Primal Kitchen one. This is the one I reach for the most, or the Frank's, of course. I love Frank's. So that's my plan for lunch, like chicken, buffalo chicken wraps, or just throw it on the salad and skip the wrap. Oh, and then I was also gonna put some of this. I saw this on like an Instagram reel. A girl put a little Laughing Cow cheese on the wrap and I was like, I have not had Laughing Cow cheese in probably like a decade and it kind of sounds good. Like I can just remember eating these. This was like, it's so random, but I remember eating these all the time with like Ritz crackers when they first like came out, and I just remember I really liked them. So I'm gonna do that. And then what I'm gonna make tonight for dinner, which will also meal prep really well and be great for dinner or lunch throughout the week, is chicken enchiladas. So I actually already had like black beans, I had enchilada sauce, I have the diced green chilies. So I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to make it. I had all like the canned goods, but I didn't have the chicken or the tortillas. So that's what I got. I got some more chicken. I did get some taco seasoning. I do think I have everything, but I just grabbed one. I like to do little like small corn tortillas for enchiladas, and we'll make that tonight together. And then I got all the toppings for that too. The green onions, tomatoes, avocado, pico, Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. And then I was thinking we could do like a healthy kind of dessert, but if I'm being honest, again, I'm just not in the mood to cook. I think it's just because it's like summer and it's hot and I just want something fast and I want to enjoy the last 2 weeks of summer with the kids before school starts. And so I'm gonna do strawberry shortcake. Like who doesn't love strawberry shortcake in the summer? I feel like that's one of the staples that my mom used to make for us every summer, and she hasn't made it this summer, so I'm gonna make it. So I grabbed some strawberries, some Cool Whip, and I just did like the simple little Publix pre-made ones. And if you want, you could do like some Greek yogurt, add a little vanilla protein powder in there. I've even seen people do like cottage cheese and they add a little sugar. and kind of make it like a cheesecake feeling. Like that would be so good and so easy. One of my favorites, and this is not healthy. You guys know that I try to buy organic and clean products when I can. I am not like the biggest stickler in the world on it because I have been there and it just wasn't like a healthy thing for me. Like I just choose to buy organic when I can and really focus on just eating like whole foods. But there is something that I love that is not, it's not healthy, but it's so good. And that is sugar-free banana pudding mix and my Greek yogurt. It is like my favorite thing in the world with bananas on top and some crumbled graham crackers. That's like my go-to afternoon snack. So I had to pick some of that up. And I think that's everything. Yeah, I got some orange juice, some yogurt, some cottage cheese for the kids, just kind of like the basics. Don't need much. We're traveling next week, so I just kind of needed us to get through this week. But let's get started. I think I'm gonna do the enchiladas first so we can have that for dinner because it's already 4 o'clock. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the chicken ready. So this is just like a huge, I think it's like, oh my gosh, it's over 3 pounds of chicken. So I'm gonna use some of this for the enchiladas, and then I'm gonna use some of it just as like my meal prep. So you'll see kind of where I make the difference. But right now, first, I'm just gonna dry it off with a paper towel and season it. So this pretty much has everything that I would use. So I'm just gonna season with this Siete taco seasoning and some paprika. If you don't have this, just do like garlic, onion, salt, pepper, paprika, and some cumin if you're doing like enchiladas and you want it like Mexican style. Or just do some taco seasoning like this, keep it easy. I have my oven heating up to 350. And then you wanna make sure you have a pan that is oven safe. So this is an all-clad, so it can go in the oven, but we're gonna start on the stovetop. My oven is done, so I'm just gonna get the stove heated up. And this is literally all I do. I just heat the chicken up to sear it and get it like, you know, like a nice color and kind of like crispy in a way on the outside. And then I cook the rest of it in the oven. And then the key is, where's the key? Here we go. A meat thermometer, because if you overcook it, that's when it starts to get dry. So I just use a meat thermometer and check it, and it makes my life so much easier. It already smells really good. Okay, I'll show you, but it just gives it like a nice sear, which if you do it like just in the oven, I don't think you'd get that. You see, it's got a nice sear to it. So I flipped it, and now I'm just gonna put it in the oven at 350, and I'll probably give it like 5-7 minutes, check it again, and just see where my temp is at. Okay, the chicken is done. I bumped it up to 400 right when I put it in there, just so it would cook a little bit faster. And it took probably like 8 minutes for the thinner ones to cook. The bigger ones, they were at like 161, and it says it needs to get to 165. So I'm letting them go for like a few more minutes, but I went ahead and looked online because I wanted to see how long people say to cook it for in the oven when you're doing like the pan seared and then throw it in the oven. It says like 17 to 20 minutes. It is never taking me that long. So that's why I feel like the thermometer is just like so cheap. You can get it on Amazon, but it makes a difference because if I would have let that in there for 20 minutes, these would have been so overdone and dry when they probably took like 7 minutes. So Frankie's calling me, but I'm gonna let those other ones cook and then we'll shred up some of it. Okay, chicken is done. So this is the 2 pieces that I'm just gonna chop up, like cube them up, put them in a glass container, throw them in the fridge for later this week. But that's how I meal prep my chicken. This will reheat on the stovetop, microwave, or on the grill or whatever really easily. It'll still be very juicy and delicious. And the rest of the chicken I had Michael shred for me. So we just do it in like our stand mixer. And it just makes like the best, like super, super tiny shredded chicken. So he just throws it in there for a few minutes and it smells so good. So I'm going to cut this chicken up, get it in the fridge, and then we will prep the enchiladas. It's one of my favorite tips. If you find that whenever you try to meal prep, you don't actually end up eating the food, I just recommend meal prepping the meat if you can, like meal prepping chicken or ground beef. And then even if you're just like doing dinner for your family and the ground beef's already made, and then later that night you can just heat up some pasta and some sauce, and like you have a super easy dinner. So I love just meal prepping meat, and you can do it a bunch of different ways. Obviously, just be aware of the seasonings that you choose, but like, look at that chicken. Literally perfect. Smells so good. This will be perfect on a salad, a wrap, pasta by itself with some rice and veg. Or if reheated meat really grosses you out, you could shred the whole thing. Because that, like, heated up, like, that's good. You could throw that in a soup. You could throw that in a quesadilla. You could throw that in a nachos, like on top of nachos. Like, you could do so many things. Like, if even this is like, nope, can't do it, do the shredded. I think you'll like it. So in my pan, I'm gonna do a can of the diced tomatoes and green chilies. I'm gonna do a can of black beans. I'm gonna add my chicken. Just kind of get this all warmed up. I'm gonna add a little of this garlic too. If you have onion, like a white onion, you could add that also, like a chopped up one. Okay, and if you do yours differently than this, then just go for it. But this is how I'm gonna do it. Okay, so my tortillas are all wrapped up and filled. I'm gonna top with more sauce. Making a mess. Cheese. Throw these in the oven. I'm probably gonna do like 15 minutes just until they're nice and bubbly. Oh, this is like a comfort meal. This is like my favorite type of meal ever. While that's finishing up, I'm just getting some toppings ready. The kids will probably just use a little avocado, but for Michael and I'm dicing up some little grape tomatoes. I have some green onion, the avocado. I use the Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. I have some pickled jalapenos, which are very good. Perfect amount of spice, and some hot sauce. You're not on mic. You're not on mic.
It's a mocktail.
Okay, it's a mocktail.
And then I literally put a little salt on it, and I squeeze lime on it.
And you know what? It's really good.
Make sure you subscribe.
All right, so I made strawberry shortcake for everybody. I'm gonna do mine as a little protein snack because I do need a little bit more today. So basically, I'm just gonna test this out. I think it'll be good. I'm gonna do a little Greek yogurt and like a half scoop of protein powder. So that gets me 10 from a half scoop and 18, so 28 grams. So I'm gonna do one of these little cakes. I'm gonna do my yogurt. I'm gonna do some strawberries. This looks really good. And top it with a little bit of the Cool Whip. Here we go. 28 grams of protein in my dessert. It's going to be so good. So this morning I'm gonna make these little McGriddle muffins. I believe I've made them once on my channel before, but we just love them and they're great for meal prep. They're also really great for like your kid's lunchbox if you want them to get something a little bit more high protein, lasts really well. So I do Kodiak cake mix, 2 cups of this, 2 cups of water, and then you do a little protein powder. I like Clean Simple Eats vanilla, but you can do whatever one you have. Okay, and then 1/4 cup syrup. The recipe that I follow from Macro Friendly Food calls for sugar-free syrup, but I'm just not a fan of sugar-free syrup, so I just do regular pure maple syrup, especially because it's only 1/4 cup. I mean, it's basically nothing when you divvy it up between everything. I think you could just use regular syrup. Then I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And the last thing is this lean ground like breakfast turkey sausage. I already browned this on the skillet a few minutes ago. So I'm gonna add this in. This is what gives it also like some added protein. And it's just like it's a really nice texture and taste. Like it's sweet and savory at the same time. It's like the perfect breakfast. So you just mix it all together. Preheat your oven to 375. Like I said, this sausage was already cooked. And I'm just gonna pour it in the muffin tins and bake it. All right, so while the muffins are in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and make some protein pancakes. You're gonna need a banana, some protein powder of your choice, some Greek yogurt, 2 eggs. I do a little splash of vanilla and baking powder, and I've never tried it with cinnamon, but I'm trying to use this one up, so I think I'm gonna add a little cinnamon in there. I think that'll be really good. I made these before, and they lasted and like reheated really well. I say this in like every video, but none of these recipes are anything like groundbreaking or crazy, but they sometimes just help if you're in a rut to just get ideas from people and you're like, oh my gosh, you know, why haven't I done that? But if you're struggling with meal prep, like I said last night, just do the proteins. So just do hard-boiled eggs. Like I think sometimes we forget about that too, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's super easy. You can literally eat it in your car in the morning on the road or bring it in a little Tupperware to go, but sometimes we forget about just those easy little things. Or you see somebody else do it and you're like, I have not made hard-boiled eggs in like a year and that sounds really good. So just mashing up this banana. If it was a little bit more ripe, it'd probably be sweeter, but it'll still be good. Okay, I'm gonna do a splash of vanilla. All right, I'm gonna do a teaspoon of the baking powder. I'm actually gonna start with the Greek yogurt. I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of the Greek yogurt. And then I'm just gonna mix this together before I add my protein powder. I do like between 1.5 and 2 scoops, but I'm just gonna kind of feel it out and see how liquidy it is. And my protein powder, again, is just a clean, simple eats. It will give it enough sweetness. You won't need to add like any more sugar or anything, especially if you do like syrup or a peanut butter on top and the banana's sweet. Okay, so let's just start with a scoop. All right, batter is done. Let's go ahead and just fry these up like regular pancakes. All right, they're really fresh out of the oven, but I just have to try one. They smell so good. It tastes like McDonald's. So the pancakes are finishing up. I don't know why, but I cannot make a pancake look like a circle. Let me see if I can show you, letting them like cool down. Letting them cool down. Hopefully you can see there's a few there. We have our pancakes are done, our little banana protein pancakes and our McGriddle muffins. So good. You don't have to tell me that these pancakes don't look very good. I know they don't look very good. They don't look very pretty, but they taste so good and they taste so different from the muffins. Like these are more like savory, salty, rich. And then these are like a light, fluffy, sweet banana pancake. They're so good. I think the Greek yogurt just gives them like a little bit of a different look than like a regular pancake, but taste is very good. A little bit of cinnamon was really good too, so I'm just letting everything cool before I throw it in some Tupperware and throw it in the fridge. So that's everything. We have our chicken prepped for the week. We have enchiladas for leftovers. We have our little muffins. We have our protein pancakes. We have 4 things prepped for the week. I love doing this, kind of setting me up for the week for myself, for the family. Hope you guys enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below in the comments if you're gonna try anything out or if you have any questions, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.